We are live and we're going to talk about the biggest week in crypto. Today, well, this week, the 14th to the 18th is supposed to be crypto week. We're supposed to have the public servants vote on the Genius Act, the Clarity Act, and the Anti-CBDC Act. And yesterday, the Genius Act did not pass. Not everyone signed off on it. So we're going to go ahead and cover exactly what happened. And I believe from Mixing, I'm going to, if you can just pop in the chat and tell me because I'm not checking my phone right now. I'm going to do, well, it's a hot mess day. But anyways, we're going to update you live on what's happening because it looks like they're revoting on it now. It's kind of like a hot mess. Really, really kind of a hot mess. Actually, Mixing, I can pull up the news chat and see, but just keep me posted. So if you guys see anything on X, let me know. But we're going to go ahead and cover on exactly what's happening, what's going on with the crypto markets, and really what you need to know because it's very confusing. All this is extremely confusing. So first and foremost, what are these three acts and why do they matter? Well, in the USA, under the previous administration, it was a complete attack on crypto, complete attack. Crypto was not liked. It was not favored. Good companies, Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken, MetaMask, Ripple, XRP. Oh, it passed? Okay, we'll cover it. But they got unjustly attacked. Oh, revote, amend it? All right, hold on. We'll see. Mixing, send me the stuff. I'm watching right now. But under this administration, we are pro-crypto. We are pro-crypto here. And that basically means that, everything, unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff that's happening with Trump right now is not agreeable to everybody, and that's fine because I don't rock with everything he's doing. However, I am rocking with his crypto stuff because those are promises that were made, and those are promises that kept. Okay. So with that being said, let's talk about what these things are. The Genius Act is for stablecoins. I don't like the Genius Act. I never have. I never will. I've spoken out about it a lot on this channel. When we're talking about stablecoins are essentially ushering in a CBDC. Okay. So when we're talking about a CBDC, it is going to be a invasion on your privacy. So we don't like that. It's not good. We don't like it. We don't want to deal with it. Okay. So I don't like the Genius Act at all. I don't like the whole stablecoin thing. I don't understand why that's being pushed forward so much. But after, researching it, it's primarily because TradFi and the banks really want to come into crypto. And the best way that they can do that is through stablecoins, because essentially what they want to do is, push all of these things through so that they can grift. They grift within the constraints of the law. And basically that means is they create traditional financial instruments to use this thing called fiat to make more of it and then use it to buy all this other stuff while we have to pay the taxes and all kinds of stuff. But anyways, so we got the Genius Act that's about stablecoins, and we have the Clarity Act that's about giving guidelines to crypto. And the person that's opposing it the most is Maxine Waters, and we know that she has close ties to Sam Bankman-Fried, his family and whatnot, and Brad Sherman, which makes complete sense. And they're basically saying it's going to allow the Trump family to continue to commit crimes, which in actuality, I'm not saying Trump and his family are perfect, but blockchain technology allows for people to not commit crimes and not to get in trouble. Or when they do bad things to get caught. So the fact that she's out here, problematic behavior. Anybody that doesn't want any legislation with crypto or laws or rules or regulation, that's a problem. Okay. Now, then we have the Anti-CBDC Act. So when we're talking about the Anti-CBDC Act, is basically indicating there's not going to be any CBDCs. So we're going to go ahead and go over all the stories, I'm going to do my best to keep you guys up to date because they're going on right now about it. And I'm checking the chat to see if Mixing's letting me know anything because he will send me official sources and whatnot. But moral of the story is a lot of the public servants did not vote to approve the Genius Act because it did not have a provision to prevent a CBDC. Even though we had the Anti-CBDC Act, the public servants wanted that additional provision in there. Okay. And I appreciate the effort because let's face it, all public servants, I don't care what party you're from. You could be from Party Purple, partyyourmom.com. But basically what this means is is that we're going to eventually get a CBDC, okay? And they can grift and they can be like, no, we don't want a CBDC, blah, blah. It's going to happen, okay? That's just the way this works. So just keep that in mind and whatnot. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the stuff that's going on. All right, I hope I have my thing. Okay, that's the market. We'll go back to the market in a little bit. Let's start on X. Okay, so I'm going to give you a recap from yesterday. So this was yesterday. Just in, 210 Democrats and 13 Republicans voted against advancing Crypto Genius Act, Clarity Act, and Anti-CBDC Act. So all three of them have essentially halted. But what they are going to do now is they are going to deal with a procedural vote. Okay, so this is from Ms. Ellie. She says another procedural vote has been scheduled for tomorrow around 12:20, which is ET, which it's around this time right now, PT, according to the House voting schedule sent out to Steve, if the procedural vote passes, we can see a debate and final passage vote start afterwards. So that's currently what's happening right now. They're debating, they're going back and forth, yourmom.com. That's exactly what's happening. Now, the next story over here, and again, I'm going to go through all this with you. This is from, oh no, I hope my computer's not crashing. This is from French Hill, okay? This is from Mr. French Hill. Financial Services Chair French Hill claims that all three crypto bills have enough votes to advance. Crypto is going strong this week. This was posted again. This was posted this morning. So right now it's looking like all of these things are going to get passed. Somebody said, no, there will not be any CBDCs. I'm gonna be very nice to you when I say this. I respect your opinion. However, you're 100% wrong. Okay. We are getting CBDCs. What do you think USDC is? I know that they're saying, I understand that they're saying they're going to take it out. I understand they're saying we're not getting it. What do you think is happening? Why are they focused so heavily on the Genius Act? Why were stablecoins the first order of business? Not dealing with crypto taxes, not dealing with clear guidelines. What is a security? What isn't a security? What entity handles what? Why are they focusing so hard on CBDCs? Or excuse me, on stablecoins? A stablecoin can be clawed back. A stablecoin is not decentralized. A stablecoin allows for your transaction history to be posted on a public blockchain so it can be tracked. And if somebody gets mad at you for doing something naughty, they can reverse that transaction or they can halt something and they can track you. They can do all these things. Okay, that's exactly what these stable coins are. They are not decentralized. And you can say, we'll see all we want to do. I am telling you right now on the O Show, like I've been telling you since 2020, we're getting a CBDC and it's USDC, in my personal opinion, in America. I always will I will always like debate people and whatnot, but a CBDC 100%, that's a hill for me. Okay. So French Hill says that, hey, we've got enough votes to do it. Yourmom.com. So they're working on passing this through today. So today we could potentially get all three bills passed. Okay. They went ahead and they go through and they reword them. Next story over here. This is from Miss Ellie. She was at the Roman Storm, case. And if you don't know who he is, he was a creator of Tornado Cash, and he's currently getting slammed by the public servants, saying that he's responsible for all the bad things that people are doing on Tornado Cash, which in fact, Tornado Cash is a mixer. It is code. He is not responsible, just like Ross was not responsible for people making bad choices on Silk Road, and he should not be in trouble. People that are making bad choices can be in trouble. And again, if you're smart enough, you know how to do the, what is it called? The tracking of the blockchain. Anyways, so these are all the people. These are the Republicans who voted no. Andy Biggs, Tim, Rep Clyde, Ellie, MTG, Andy Harris, Luna. We'll get to her in a minute, and I like what she said. But again, just because I like what a public servant says doesn't mean I agree with them on everything. Scott Perry, Chip Roy, Keith Seff, Sparts, Steve, and then Leader Thune. Next order of business over here. This is from Miss Ellie again. She says many of the House members who voted no today had concerns with the Genius Act possibly enabling a CBDC. However, there is language that the Genius Act would explicitly prohibit the Fed from creating a retail CBDC. The section below says the bill will not be construed as expanding the Fed's authority to offer service directly to the public, meaning it cannot authorize things like digital wallets, personal accounts, or anything that veers into CBDC territory, even though the Fed just came out recently and now says that banks can now custody crypto for people and provide crypto services, blah, blah, blah. That's going to take a while to do. But at the end of the day, this is what's happening. This is the groundwork for a CBDC. It is what it is. Next, this is from Miss Caitlin Long over here. And I love Caitlin Long. She's been on the channel, wonderful person. And she says, before you guys freak out, don't forget the first procedural vote in the Senate of the Genius Act failed as well. The second one passed 11 days later. So she says, basically saying to kind of be patient here. Now, I want to see what Mr. Zach has got going on over here, because he's got this live. So we've got that. But I don't want to play, or actually this is exactly what's going on right now. So it says on agreeing to the resolution, 580, 201 yay, nay is going to be 3, and then 214, and then NV is going to be 17. So right now it is a no. Right now it is a no. We'll come back to this in a little bit. I believe this is muted. Yeah, we're just going to mute it just in case. Okay, next over here. So right now we're still waiting. And this is going to be This is going to be Marjorie Taylor Greene. She said, I voted no to the rule for the Genius Act because it does include a ban on central bank digital currency. Republicans have a duty to ban a CBDC. Again, I get it. I appreciate it. I just don't trust them. And it's okay for me not to trust public servants. You should never blindly trust any public servants ever. This is my good buddy Carlo over here. He said, he's basically giving a breakdown as to what's going on with stablecoins under the Genius Act and what's going to happen. So he says the stablecoins under the Genius Act, if you guys don't know, empower U.S. consumers to send digital dollars instantly for pennies compared to bank wire fees, are available to send and receive 24/7, 365, different than other bank options that are limited to Monday through Friday bank hours of operation. This is why, in my personal opinion, the Fed came out last week, I believe, and said banks can now custody and deal with crypto services because they want to incorporate, for the Genius Act once it passes, to incorporate 24/7, 365. Okay. They eliminate credit card vendor fees that eat into company bottom lines. That one's going to be an interesting one because the credit cards charge what, like $30? Or excuse me, 30%. They're always pegged 1-to-1. That is not necessarily true. Okay. If you go and you look at the history on Tether and USDC, there have been price fluctuations. So I'm pretty sure that pretty sure that there will be some sort of FDIC coverage on this. But at the same time, that's not necessarily true. They settle instantly, which is true. And so no worries about checks bouncing and chargebacks. This is the thing. Chargebacks are 100% true. I disagree with him here. Chargebacks happen under CBDCs because you can do clawbacks. And if somebody wants to get a refund or whatever, they're going to be able to do that. So it's a little bit different than a decentralized entity. He states they're pro-American because every stablecoin created requires a purchase of dollar equivalent treasuries, which I get. They're trying to strengthen the dollar, but eventually they are going to take this current debt and the current system and then just merge it on over. Okay, that's what we've kind of seen happen in the past. So that's currently what's happening with the stablecoin, with the thingamabobber over here. Where the heck is my Guzman thing? Here we go. So we're going to keep this up over here. Right now, it's still 214 no's and 201 yes. Okay, so we're going to keep that up, and we're going to get into charts. Actually, I'm going to read the chat and see what's going on with you guys. I also, too, make sure to smash a like and share this because I'm showing out for you guys. And let's also, we have to give a shout out to our channel members. Shout out to John Germain, Mr. Dale, Mr. Legend, Mr. Eric, Alpha Moves. Who else? Eric Burt. Hey, Mr. Gamer. Where's my gorgeous Alexandra? She's not here today. She'll be back. It didn't pass. It definitely didn't pass. We're waiting. Okay? We're waiting. So it's still 201 to 214. So once we get an update, I will get it to you guys instantly. But let's go ahead and cover some of the other news, and I'll be checking back and forth. So taking a look at crypto bubbles, the market is going well because there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. Okay? To Senior Chef Silver from Rumble, it has not passed yet. There's more nays than yays. It has not passed yet. We're waiting, and it's the Genius Act, anti-CBDC, and the Clarity Act. Okay. Woo! Thank you for the heart. Okay, so market's up right now. Market looks good. Things are up pretty nicely. 15, 16, 21, 10%, etc. Everything is looking well right now. Okay. Looking well. We're looking well. Ondo is up. We got some Ondo news too. Link is up. Everything is up. And more importantly, Ethereum is pumping. Okay. And you guys know Ethereum bag holder here, $10,000 Ethereum manifesting. And Ethereum is absolutely skyrocketing. Okay. It didn't pass yet. It didn't pass. It's right here. Right here, honey. It's live. Okay. 214 to 201. Okay. So it hasn't passed yet. So as far as Ethereum goes, we're hitting all-time high, and I cannot wait till we hit $5,000 Ethereum. I'm so excited. We still got a ways to go, but I am like delusionally bullish, so that's okay. But we're doing well. We're running upward. Again, I would love to see support created above $3,000, but this is beautiful. We love to see it. Market Cipher printed another green dot. Bitcoin is pumping as well. Okay, we're running back up to resistance about $120,000. Earlier this week we saw a swing wick high of 123, a swing wick low of 115. Okay, so we're kind of chilling in this area right here, and we're getting ready to break above 120. Market Cipher does look a little bit overbought right now, but again, Bitcoin doesn't care and will do what she wants to do. Solana had a god tier green candle, finally broke above this area of resistance and turned it into support. As you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost a week for us to break out. So Solana's doing well, and it does have more room to grow. It does looking like if we continue on being bullish, 185. SUI is having a bit of a pullback from $4.10, trading at $4.03. XRP popped above 294. I'm going to be dropping a second media piece for you guys later today about XRP and Ripple. Some more news came out, so stay tuned for that. And then also too, I am going to be going to Coinbase's event today in LA. That's why I'm like kind of in a rush today, because I got to get to that event. I got to finish doing my makeup. But I'll be there, and they're going to be announcing something regarding Base. And I'm not allowed to say anything else. But I'll be there, and I'm going to try, if it's not too loud, I'm going to try to get you guys a content piece on that so you guys know exactly what's happening. But Brian Armstrong and Jesse Powell and everybody else seems really, 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 really excited about all of this. So we'll see we're going to be seeing what's going on with that. So basically, these are going to be the speakers, all these gentlemen over here. So cool. Excited to meet these people, see what's kind of going on with that. And we'll see what's going on with Coinbase and Base. Okay, so I'm going to that. I'll let you guys know. Next, we've got Chainlink. Chainlink is pumping, and we're looking like we're getting ready to hit about $17 over here. So that's looking good. Cardano's pumping as well, but is a little bit lagging a little bit behind everybody else, which is okay. Good morning to my TikTok babes. So we're getting ready to flip 77 cents. Fantastic. HBAR had a bit of a pullback and tapped on support here at 23 cents. And now we're back up, which is good. This is exactly what we want to see. What else? Algo's doing okay, a little bit slower than everything else. So that's what the market's doing right now. And we could have another big pump if this gets approved or not. I'm not exactly sure. We'll kind of have to wait and see. So it does look like the crypto bill, the vote on the crypto bill is still 201 to 214. So right now it doesn't look like it's passing as of yet, but we will continue to keep tuning into that for you guys. Okay. So I know that this is really exciting, but it's also really boring. And it's just like, what the heck is going on? Good morning, Mr. D. Good morning, Mixer. Oh, wait, it passed? Okay. It's official. This passed, but they're doing a recount. And I am getting my information from my source, Mr. Mixing. And the reason why is because he helps me put together all these amazing briefs. So it looks like it's passed, but they're recounting. Okay. They're doing a recount. So we're going to be paying attention to this. Okay. Of course, Gamer's shilling his crypto stocks in here. All right. While we're waiting for this, let's go ahead and get a little bit more stuff going on. A little bit more thing of the things. Okay. All right. Hold on. All right. All right, let's talk about this. So Injective gaining national recognition as Congress begins voting on a landmark crypto bill today. Our policy recommendations are now prominently featured on the official SEC site, which is interesting from Injective because I haven't really heard a lot about them recently, but cool. Happy for them. Love to see it. Where's the Injective story? And then we got a big XLM story, I think. Or maybe, I don't know. Anyways, they call their policy recommendation calls for clear rules defining when DeFi is not an exchange broker dealer, safe harbor responsible for decentralization and protection for neutral front ends that don't custody crypto assets or control trades. Cool. PayPal adds Arbitrum support for Pi USD, which is PayPal's stablecoin, alongside Ethereum and Solana. Website shows terms. I thought that they were going to be. I think there's a news story about the guy from XLM joining over there. Let me see. Hold on a second. Stellar Lumens. Let's see. XLM. Yeah, there's a story that I wanted to show you guys. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Let me see. Here it is. Okay, so this is what I was referring to right here. Jose Fernandez joins SDF as president and chief growth officer to accelerate what's working over there. SDF is also welcoming Jason Karsh to CMO over in Stellar as well. So that's what's going on. I'm trying to see. I thought that somebody joined PayPal over here. Anyways, yeah, we covered the thing yesterday, but I thought that it was going to be more about XLM. That's fine, whatever. But good for them. And also, too, another thing is Arbitrum is also, I forget what other platform, I think it's Robinhood. Robinhood's using Arbitrum for RWAs. Okay. I'm not going to be looking at my messages at the top to see if it passed, because I'm going to get my source from Mixing, because he's researching his stuff and just not saying things. I appreciate you guys, though. Also, too, Paxos has also expanded its tokenation to Arbitrum in 2024. PayPal has not publicly announced Arbitrum integration yet, but it is on their website. So this is a little bit of speculation, but that's okay. Next, we got Citibank. Citibank enters the stablecoin race after JP Morgan. And again, the reason why all of this is why the Genius Act is taking precedent is because the banks wanted to, because the banks want to get into it. They want to make money because the banks know that crypto will destroy them. So that's why they're like, oh, we have to be into this. We have to be into this. Shout out to Alpha Junkies. So that's exactly what's happening. And that's why the Genius Act is taking precedent. Anyways, Bitwise. 125 public companies hold Bitcoin on their balance sheets today. There are more than 50,000 public companies in the world. And again, we heard from somebody yesterday, I forgot what the analyst was. They said that Bitcoin's volatility will start to dissipate. They said it will start to dissipate the more adoption that we have. And that's always a thing that I've agreed with, is that once we have more people essentially holding the asset, then volatility will essentially go away. And that makes sense on multiple different levels. Next story over here is going to be from Cantor Fitzgerald. They plan $3.5 billion Bitcoin buy from Adam Back's Blockstream reports. They want to buy 30,000 Bitcoin. Okay, another traditional financial firm that is coming into the space. The deal structured via Cantor's SPAC called Cantor Equity Partners. They raised up to $800 million or more for additional purchases. And if completed, Cantor's combined crypto purchases could reach nearly $10 billion in 2025. Okay. Some interesting stuff. And from Cointelegraph, the top trending coins this week are going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, PEPE, PEPE, and Master. MicroStrategy's coin, thing, stock, whatever. Stock. Because Ethereum's pumping. So we love to see that. We love to see that. Next is going to be Ondo. Okay. We like Ondo. Ondo is a great product. It is also a BlackRock product. So they says that BNB Chain is on Ondo. Let's go ahead and read what's going on. So if you're holding Ondo, this story is important for you. Very, very important for you. They said BNB is one of our most widely used blockchain networks. We'll soon support Ondo's suite of tokenized assets, including 100 US stocks, ETFs, and funds to start. This is part of RWAs. RWAs is a fancy term for NFTs. Basically, what an RWA is a real world asset. It's something that it's like a token, whatever, that lives on the blockchain, like an NFT, and it represents a tangible or intangible asset. Basically the same exact thing. So Ondo Finance is very much well versed in this. This is kind of what they do. And RWAs are coming in. They're basically going to tokenize the entire world. That's exactly what's happening. I forgot to pull the article up, but let's talk about SharpLink. We'll talk about SharpLink a little bit over here. SharpLink is now the largest corporate Ethereum holder, surpassing the Ethereum Foundation. They now hold 280,706 Ethereum, 99.7% estate, and currently 52 companies hold 1.52 million Ethereum, and that's 1.31% of the total supply. Another interesting fact about Ethereum that we talked about is that 29% of the Ethereum total supply is staked. So interesting stuff with Ethereum, which makes sense why it's pumping. And we also have some news about Kraken. If you guys want to use my Kraken ref link, it is down below. But they officially have U.S. futures that are live in Vermont, West Virginia, North Dakota, Mississippi, and the District of Columbia. I think Coinbase, it was either Coinbase or Kraken, they now offer services to Washington over here. And they also plan to expand into stocks, options, and prediction markets. And yeah. Oh, also too, really quickly. Trump wants to fire Powell. Wants to fire Powell. Is that possible? No, it's really not. Okay. He cannot fire Powell for policy disagreements. But a lot of the public servants don't seem to like him. And also some quick information here. Trump, or actually, no, wait, I apologize. I retract what I said. My ADHD is going crazy right now. Trump can remove Powell, but only for cause, which is legally understood as serious misconduct, neglected duty, or incapacity. Powell not lowering interest rates is a direct attack on Americans, and that should be just for misconduct. We'll see, though. He cannot fire him for policy disagreements, and the Senate does not have the direct removal authority, and federal bond of governors cannot remove the chair. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe what's going to happen is they're going to continue to put enough pressure on him to remove him, because we don't like what Mr. Powell is doing over there. Okay. We don't like what he's doing over there. Okay. Now, with that being said, I do not have an update on what's happening with the crypto bills. According to what Mixing said, and again, I'm listening to Mixing and nobody else in the chat because he's fact checking everything. He said that they are waiting. They're recounting right now. Okay. They are recounting. So once we get an update, I will post for you. Okay. I will post for you. But I do want to get I want to get an official source, because right now when I look on X and I look at just everything that's kind of happening in general, it just says, nay 2014, yay 201, but Mixing saying it's recounting, and I can't really scroll through everything that I want to. Let me go ahead and refresh this page over here and see if I can get something for you. Let's see. Just take let me go to my breaking news really quick. Okay, this is from Miss Ellie. Okay, she's a wonderful source. Okay, she says, if you were wondering what the holdup is on the floor right now, combining the bills can make clarity harder to pass because they risk losing Dems votes over anti-CBDC language. It seems there are disagreements over this happening between ours and Johnson's office at the moment. So we will get an update when it happens, but right now there is still a holdup, and she tweeted this 15 seconds ago. Okay, so we got to be patient. Apparently, let's go ahead and listen to this a little bit if we can.
Cities, nonprofits, and developers on the home program. We received over 140 letters from organizations across the country in response. In May, the two of us sat together in a room for 6 hours, meeting with different requesters and asking them questions on how they would change the home program. Now, finally, we have a public hearing.
This is on housing. Boring. Anyways, we're waiting on the Genius Act. We're waiting on anti-CBDC and Clarity Act. Once I get updated, I will put a short out for you guys as fast as possible. That's one thing. That's one of the reasons why you should subscribe to the channel. I put news out faster than anyone else because I'm chronically online. Okay. Anyways, I'm sending y'all love and light. I will report back to you about what is happening at the Coinbase event, what they're announcing and what's happening. So we'll get to that. Anyways, I'm sending you guys love and light. Thank you so much for supporting me. Shout out to Mr. John Germain. And let's go ahead and get that bag. Okay. Sending love and light. Bye-bye.